Welcome back to Ask the Experts Radio Show. I am Anthony Cernilia. I am once again joined by Roger Wakefield from Texas Green Plumbing and his friend Dr. Richard DeVerse from Meter Dog. All right.
Aloha.
Aloha. If you want to get hold of Roger, you can call him at 972-442-4101 or on the World Wide Web at texasgreenplumbing.com. Or if you want to get a hold of Dr. Richard DeVerse from Meter Dog, you can go to the World Wide Web at konalabs.com or 808-345-2046. All right, Roger, I know y'all want to jump back into what y'all's conversation was about, so I'll let you go ahead and take back over if you don't mind.
If people want to learn more about not just Meter Dog, but plumbing, because we do talk about a lot of different products on this show and a lot of different new technologies coming to market, but my YouTube channel, The Expert Plumber, is really a great spot to start. If you're a homeowner and you want to learn how to rebuild a toilet, what parts are on a water heater, a lot of different things. So what I would say is, if you're driving on the road, pull over real quick, open up your YouTube, subscribe to The Expert Plumber, ring the bell so you know when we're putting out new videos. But YouTube is the second largest search engine. It's a great video library, and that's where I send people to from Texas Green Plumbing, or people that maybe want to learn a little bit more about plumbing. And I've been to the Kona Labs website, and you've got videos on there too, Richard. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And I do encourage people to subscribe to your YouTube channel, Roger, because even if they aren't going to put in a toilet or anything like that, just to be aware of that and all those things, is going to help them in the future, whether today, tomorrow, or the next day, to be aware of what's going on with their water system, because water leaks are out of sight, out of mind.
You bet.
And if you have just a little bit of awareness, it goes a long way to prevent a big disaster in the future. And so I recommend everybody to kind of get in touch with their water system. And you just have a great way of telling people about it. You have a good way of bringing it down to what really matters. And again, that's why I'm here, Roger, because you're one of the highlights, I think, in the industry that really, really understand the problem and how to solve the problem and care about it. It's not about the money or anything. It's about solving a problem and becoming sustainable in our communities.
I think that's big. Now, Kona Labs, we've talked about Meter Dog, but you've got other products. I'm familiar with Level Smart, but what all other products do you do in the water industry?
That's a good question. I mean, when I purchased one of the largest leak detection companies with my first company in the world, Roger, and that's, again, how I got into this and realized that this is a solvable problem. And that's how I became interested and started committing my life to this and getting distracted pretty heavily in the water problem. But, yeah, we have moisture sensors that will let you know when water comes in contact. But we have a Level Smart. And Level Smart is actually a very unique and innovative product. It's one of a kind. It's a pool sensor that fills your pool, lets you know what the temperature is, and lets you know if you get a leak in your pool. And that, again, you have an app for that, and that's called the Level Smart Wireless Autofill.
Now, I like this because you build this in Kona, Hawaii, correct?
Yeah, well, actually, it used to be built there. It was innovated there, but the demand is so high now we had to, bring it to the mainland because that's where all our manufacturing is. Quite some time ago, I decided, I'm going to do an American-made product. I'm going to do the highest quality, best product money can buy. And the only way, believe it or not, I could do that is in the United States because you just can't source the right materials overseas.
I love that. We are the mainland. I love that. So this is crazy, and I've been out to San Diego, so I've seen what y'all do out there. Where do you sell more Level Smarts than anywhere else?
Believe it or not, Texas by far is more than half of our business for Level Smart.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Because when you think about swimming pools, either they don't put an automatic filling system in, or the one that they do put in, they have to plumb a water line to your swimming pool. Well, the swimming pools, that's through clay and caliche, and your swimming pool over the seasons, the clay dries out, expands with water, and your pool kind of goes up and down a few inches. Well, that breaks all your plumbing. And so when the plumbing breaks to your pool, what do? You got to blow up your deck? Well, the Level Smart's a solution because you can just abandon that line, fill your pool from the pool equipment room, and get the wireless autofill to give you the information from your pool. So you have a wireless signal from your pool and a little battery-powered thing that lasts 10 years. You can just forget about, tiny little thing. And it sends information to your pool pad and lets you know when you need water. And so you can just eliminate that water, the plumbing to the pool that breaks year to year.
And you've got an app for that. And it's set up so if I've got a pool and I've got Level Smart in it, I know if I've got a leak.
That's correct.
How's it do that?
Well, it capitalizes on that amazing technology it's called TouchSense. And we've developed that to look at the level of your water, and we take the temperature, and every 30 minutes we check. If the pool needs water, we put a little water in, and we can keep track volumetrically, gallon per gallon, how much we're putting in that pool. And that matters for chemistry too, Roger, in swimming pools. That's treated, heated water a lot of times. That's expensive water. You don't want to lose that. Your pool goes green if you start losing water and putting too much in. And that's what those little float valves do. They just dilute your chemicals.
You think your hot water at home's not treated? It's full of chlorine. And it's heated, and you're paying for that water heater to heat it.
Right.
So a leak there can be very expensive also.
Absolutely. And not only that, it's bad for the environment.
It is. So a homeowner, and I can see the reasons, but let me ask you, why would a homeowner want to buy a Meter Dog and a Level Smart for their house?
It's about comprehensive management. It's like, why would you check one place and not the other? I mean, that's where your water is going, and your swimming pool's a big investment for most people. I mean, it's not cheap to maintain a pool. You want to make sure that's really good. And if you have a leak in your pool, it starts degrading your plaster. It starts degrading all your pool equipment. It has more deleterious effects than just losing water, Roger. And so you really want to kind of get a hold of that right away. And there's not a lot of people that really pay attention to that. There's evaporative losses. They think, oh yeah, pool's supposed to take a lot of water, but you want to limit that. You want to make sure you manage that carefully.
Cool. So what all information does Meter Dog capture? If I realized, hey, look, I got a water bill for 70,000 gallons last month. Can Meter Dog tell me, or is there a way to get to the information to say, hey, look, how much water did I really use last month? Did I really use that much? Can Meter Dog tell me that?
Absolutely. The Meter Dog is a device that'll let you know if something goes wrong right away. That's what it's about, so you can take action. It gives you the time of day it happens. It gives you how fast it happens. Meter Dog wakes up every minute, and it says, hey, how fast is this meter spinning? What's the flow rate? How fast is water getting onto this property? How long has this been going on, right? I mean, it keeps track of how long. So, it keeps track of how fast you're running, and how hard you're running, and how often you're running. Okay, so and all that matters because properties really have very specific patterns on how they use water. I mean, you flush a toilet, it runs for a specific amount of time and stops. If it doesn't, the Meter Dog can tell you, and it tells you when it happens to the minute. So maybe you have somebody coming and doing some maintenance on your house. They left the hose on, right? You can track that back. You can look at, and here's what's really fascinating, Roger, I have to tell you. It can look at extremely small leaks, and leaks develop exponentially. You can have a drip for a year, and then in 3 months, that thing goes from a drip to 10 gallons a minute, and you flooded your house. If you can detect it ahead of time, now you can call Texas Green Plumbing and take care of it.
And I want to tell you one thing that we run into, especially on hot water leaks. And on hot water leaks, we'll go in and do leak detection. And in order to find the leak, and like you said, a leak can start off as a drip, and it'll still be noticed by the meter or the water bill or something like that. But we can go in and pressurize the system, force air bubbles into it to start listening for it, and actually the calcium and magnesium off the side of the copper can actually fill up and stop a small leak like that. And it's funny because we go in very often and do leak detection, and Rich is laughing because he does leak detection in, did I mention Kona, Hawaii? And guys, it happens.
That's got to be hard.
It's a tough life, isn't it, Anthony?
Especially the resorts, when they put you up in the resorts. And
I lived in South Florida for 13 years. I mean, I had my fair share of being on the beach, but, I guess being landlocked beautiful location like Hawaii is amazing. I don't mean to interrupt y'all, but I'm going to get y'all's information out there. We're going to take a quick break if y'all don't mind. Y'all okay with that?
You're good.
All right. Roger Wakefield is our expert plumber. You can reach him at 972-442-4101 or on the World Wide Web at texasgreenplumbing.com. Dr. Richard DeVerse of Meter Dog. You can reach him at 808-345-2046 or on the World Wide Web at konalabs.com. I am Anthony Cernelia with Ask the Experts radio show on Talk Radio 1190, and we'll see you right after the break.